Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. The Sephora Spring Savings event is right around the corner. I just did a video on my wish list and a couple of the products that I'm thinking about trying, but I also wanted to do a recommendations video and just share some of my go-to products that are available at Sephora. That way, if you're planning on shopping the sale and you're not sure which products are worth checking out, hopefully this video can be helpful for you guys. So I have complexion products, a few lip products, some eye products, couple of hair care and skincare favorites as well. A lot of these are older staples, but I do have a couple of new products that I definitely think are worth the hype and just some great options for spring and summer. I'll put all of the sale information on the screen for you guys and in the description box below. It starts on April 1st. I think it's always nice to get a little bit of a discount. Typically, I'll repurchase some of my go-to products and then try a couple of new things. So that's my plan for the sale. I'll definitely do a haul video once I get my products, but I hope today's video is helpful for you guys. I do want to say thank you to Rakuten for sponsoring today's video. I love Rakuten so much. I've been using it since 2012, so for 10 years at this point, which is so crazy because it's still something I use every single week, multiple times a week, honestly more than I did back in 2012 because I do pretty much all of my shopping online and it's so easy to use Rakuten. They partner with over 3,500 of the biggest retailers like Sephora, Ulta, ColourPop, Target, and they offer you cash back on your purchases and promo codes and coupons all for free. I always use Rakuten for my beauty purchases, of course, but I also use it when I'm using Expedia.com to book travel or hotels. I use it for Chewy.com when I'm buying things for the pugs. I just bought a rug for the baby's room on Boutique Rugs, and I was able to get cash back on that. Old Navy, H&M, Sam's Club, there are so many retailers, so it's always worth checking Rakuten because they partner with a ton of different retailers to get you cash back. All you do is click through the links found on Rakuten and then shop on the store's websites like you normally would. You can also use the browser extension to let you know if there's cash back available because it will pop up letting you know, which is really convenient. And if you like to shop on your phone, there's also an app. I'm going to put a link at the top of the description box below so you guys can click the link and sign up for Rakuten. When you do sign up, you actually get a $30 welcome bonus when you make a qualifying purchase. So now is a great time to try it out before the Sephora VIB sale so you can get that bonus and that extra cash back. And then definitely make sure to use it when you're doing any sort of shopping because the cash back really adds up. It is amazing. I love getting my cash back every 3 months. I feel like it's just an added bonus, a surprise because it's so easy and effortless to use. So thanks again to Rakuten for sponsoring today's video. Let's jump into it and I'll share some of my recommendations with you. So I want to start with a couple of new products. Let's start with concealers. So I've been talking about this one a lot on my channel, but I have to mention it in today's video because it is such a great option. This is the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer. I tried this out, I think last month for the first time, and I was just instantly impressed by the concealer. It looks so natural on the skin. They do market this as a full coverage concealer, but don't let that scare you away because it really isn't like a true full coverage concealer. I would say it's more of a medium coverage concealer with a natural finish. It looks so good on the skin. It blends out in seconds, and this really is like an undetectable product. I feel like concealers have come such a long way, and this really is an ideal example of that because in the past when I've tried more of a medium coverage natural concealer, it would crease instantly, it would break apart by the end of the day. This one wears really well. It just looks really pretty and natural on the skin. So if that's what you're looking for, like an everyday type of concealer, this is a great option. Now, if you're looking for a true full coverage, long wearing concealer, I definitely recommend the new KVD Beauty Good Apple Concealer. This one also surprised me because I really didn't love the Good Apple foundation. It looked really good initially, but it didn't wear well on my skin throughout the day. This is very different. I think the textures are so opposite. The Good Apple foundation is a little bit heavier. It's pretty thick. This is so lightweight. It almost has like a thin serum-like texture. So when you apply it to the skin, you wouldn't think that it would give a lot of coverage, but it really does. When I initially applied this, I thought it was going to be really light, very streaky. That is not the case. It does have that very thin texture, but it has a lot of pigment to it. So if you deal with really dark under eye circles, a lot of redness, or you like to spot conceal your blemishes, this is going to be a great option because it does have that high coverage, but it's also very thin, so it doesn't feel or look cakey on the skin. I have been so impressed by this product. I wear it all the time on days where I do want my makeup to last all day long. It's also nice to pair with more of a lightweight complexion product because it does add that coverage in places where you need it, but it doesn't add cakiness. So I'm so impressed by this. I think it's such a great option. I hope they do a liquid foundation version of this because I could see it becoming an absolute staple. I have two different bronzers that I wanted to share with you guys in today's video. I really like cream bronzer for the spring and the summer, and I always thought that I would just prefer all powders during the spring and the summer, but I don't know. I feel like during the spring, I like to go a little bit lighter with my makeup, and because I've been reaching for more lightweight complexion products, I feel like creams just glide on so nicely. Today I'm wearing a cream blush, which I'll talk about in a second, but I really like this bronzer stick from Rare Beauty. I just picked this up not too long ago. It is the Warm Wishes Effortless Bronzer Stick in the shade Happy Soul. I think this looks really pretty on the skin. Now, I do like to apply this to a brush first, and then I'll go in and stipple it on my cheeks rather than applying this directly to the face and blending it out, because I find that I get a better application when I apply it directly to the brush, but you can totally go in and apply this to the cheeks if that's something you want to do. I feel like this has pretty good pigment, so you just need a very small amount. I did get the shade Happy Soul, which isn't the lightest. I think it's the second lightest because this one is described as more of like a cool undertone, but I would say that it pulls pretty warm on my skin. I don't mind a really warm toned bronzer, especially during the spring and summer, so I feel like I will get more use out of this as we head into the spring season, but it is a really pretty option. I think it looks good on the skin. It gives you more of like that natural sun-kissed look, but you can definitely build it up. So I've had the Makeup by Mario SoftSculpt Shaping Stick for a while. I have the shade Light, and this is the most long-lasting cream bronzer that I've tried. Long-lasting bronzer at all, powder or cream, it doesn't matter. This one stays in place so much better than any of my other bronzers, even on like a super hot 90-degree day, which again is so surprising to me because I always thought creams would wear off so quickly. But once you apply this and you blend it out, it does not move, which is so nice because when I want my makeup to stay in place all day long, this is what I reach for. I love the shade. I love the formula. I wouldn't say that it blends out as easily as the Rare Beauty bronzer, or I have one from Persona Cosmetics, e.l.f. Those tend to be a little bit more blendable, but this one is more long lasting. So I don't mind taking an extra second to blend it out because I know it's going to stay in place really well. I've had this product for like a year at this point, and I have barely made a dent in it, and I've used it quite a bit. You get a lot of product in here. I mean, okay, so this one comes with 0.37 ounces. The Rare Beauty one comes with 0.25 ounces. So you do get a little bit more in here. Rare Beauty is a little bit less expensive, but I think because it is such a long-lasting bronzer and you don't need a ton of it, you just end up using a small amount. So I love it. I want to try the Makeup by Mario blushes after trying this because the quality is just so good. I also wanted to recommend this palette. I use this all the time. I don't think I talk about it all the time on my channel because it's one of those palettes that doesn't necessarily feel super exciting, but it's a staple in my collection. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. It comes with 12 matte neutral eyeshadows. So at this point, if you have a lot of eyeshadow in your collection, you might be saying, I definitely don't need like 12 matte neutrals. I have a pretty big eyeshadow palette collection, but sometimes you're looking for a specific shade, whether you're looking for a highlight shade, a transition shade, an outer corner shade, and the palette just doesn't have the color that you're looking for in a matte finish. I love shimmers, but mattes really are essential for a lot of my looks, and I love reaching into this one because if I need like a specific highlight shade or transition or outer corner, this always has what I need. The formula is perfect. It's not overly pigmented. It's also not too soft and powdery where you have to build it up over and over. It really is just the most ideal formula in the most ideal colors. If you're looking to really contour and highlight your eyes, or you just want more like natural neutral colors that aren't overly warm toned or overly cool toned, this is perfect. Makeup by Mario created the most amazing matte palette. Obviously, he's a makeup artist, so I feel like he just knows colors so well. And I feel like I get that from his line in general, but especially this palette. It just comes in handy all the time. I've talked about these Kaja Beauty Bento eyeshadow trios a lot on my channel lately, but I am just so impressed by the quality. I'm actually thinking about picking up another one during the sale. So these retail for $21. So $21 for 3 shadows is a little bit more expensive compared to, an entire palette of eyeshadows for like $38, $40. But somebody pointed out that if you compare them to the price of singles, it's actually not a bad deal at all. The ColourPop Super Shock shadows, I think, are like $6 $6 for one, and this comes with 3 shadows for $21. It really just depends on your personal preference. You might be a fan of really big eyeshadow palettes. You might like something really small and compact. These are going to be so perfect for travel because they're just super small. You can throw them in your makeup bag, but you have everything that you need for a complete look. My favorite is this one in Chocolate Dahlia because you get this beautiful shimmer that I love to wear all over the lid. I love really pretty shimmers like this, but you also get a very light brown, which is nice in the crease for more of a natural look, or I'll use it as a transition, and then you get a deeper brown, which I'll use in the outer corners. Sometimes I'll use as liner. I just think it is the perfect trio, and the formula is really pretty. I just love these little trios, and if you're a fan of like smaller, more compact eyeshadows, then I think you might appreciate them too. They do have fully shimmer trios as well. This one is Toasted Caramel, and it comes with 3 shimmers. So again, if you're looking to add like a pop of shimmer to your collection, maybe you have a fully matte shadow and you just need some good shimmers, this might be a great option too. So I do have a face and eye palette that I wanted to share with you guys. This is the Natasha Denona Glam Face palette. It comes in 2 different options, light and dark. I picked this up last year when it launched and I used it quite a bit, and then I kind of put it away, and I've been using it a lot during the month of March because it's just so easy. You get everything that you need in one palette. Now I don't think this is going to be for everyone, but I did want to mention it because it is still something that I really love. It comes with a blush, a highlighter, and then 5 eyeshadows. I tend to be a big Natasha Denona eyeshadow fan, but I don't necessarily buy a lot of her other products. So if you're a big eyeshadow fan, you might want to skip this palette and then pay like $6 more for one of her mid-size palettes that comes with 12 eyeshadows, especially because these are neutral shadows. Or you might want to save the money, skip this palette, and get a mini palette that comes with 5 eyeshadows because this does have a very similar color story to some of her other palettes. But if you love all-in-one palettes, I think you'll enjoy this. And that is not something I used to like, but it's definitely something that I've come to appreciate because it just makes your makeup quick and easy, and it's nice to have everything in one place. The matte shadows in here are like staple matte neutral shadows, which are nice to have, but the shimmers are like foiled metallics. They're so intense and pretty. I have this on my eyes today and on my cheeks. But the reason why I like them is because they're intense and they just kind of amp up your look, but they're quick and easy to use. I do get a little bit of fallout when I use them, so I always recommend doing your eyes first if you're using this palette. And then it does come with 2 cheek products. Like I said, I usually prefer her eyeshadows, but I really like these cheek products. The blush is more of like a putty blush. I do have it on my cheeks today. It's a very subtle blush, which I appreciate because I don't like really intense blushes. I'll just go in with a brush and stipple it on my cheeks, and then the highlighter is more of an intense metallic highlighter, which I don't typically go for, but I don't know, I kind of like that these days. So I've been using this one quite a bit. I just think it's nice to have everything in one place. The only thing that would make this palette like even better is if she had a cream bronzer as well. So a cream blush, a cream bronzer, and then a highlight, because it would really be like the ideal eye and cheek palette. Although I do kind of have like my go-to bronzers, or I'll just use one of the bronzers I mentioned, but I really like it. If you're a fan of cheek products and eye products, then I think this might be worth checking out. Now, Natasha Denona does have a really good cheek palette that I love. I purchased it years ago and then it disappeared. I have no idea what happened to it, but her Bloom face and cheek palette is so beautiful if you love blush. It's a very similar price point. It's $55. So if these eyeshadows don't appeal to you or you already have similar colors, definitely check out that palette because you get 2 cream blushes and then you also get a highlighter and a shimmery blush. I think about repurchasing it all the time because I loved using it during the spring. It really is just the prettiest palette. And now that I'm kind of more into cream blush, I want it even more. So at some point I might repurchase it, but I do think that's a really great option too. So if you don't, need these colors or this doesn't appeal to you, maybe go for one of her mid-size palettes or one of her cheek palettes. They're both great options too. I have a few more complexion products that I wanted to mention. So the Tower 28 SunnyDays Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Tinted Sunscreen is something that I hoped I would like, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be ideal for me. And it's something that I've actually used quite a bit. It's such a beautiful option if you're looking for a lightweight, smoothing, tinted foundation with SPF. Now, when it comes to SPF, you do have to use quite a bit to properly protect your skin, and I don't feel like I use enough of this product to really protect my skin well to just use it on its own. So I will still layer SPF under this when I'm using it, but what I like is you get, a little bit more sun protection, but it also evens your skin out. The actual product is really pretty on the skin. It gives you a soft, natural finish. It definitely has more like light to medium coverage, but I love the way that it blends out with just my fingers. So when I'm in a hurry, but maybe we want to go for a walk, run to the park, just run a couple of errands, this is so nice because I'll just quickly rub it between my fingers, blend it on my skin. It evens out my skin tone. I know that it's protecting my skin as well, and it's just really nice to have. This doesn't last all day on my skin. I mean, I would say that I like to use it if I know I'm going to be out in the morning and then come home and I don't mind that my makeup is wearing off, but it wears off gracefully. Sometimes with full coverage products, as they wear off, it looks patchy and uneven and very unnatural because for me, my foundation will wear off on my nose and my nose will be red and oily and the rest of my skin will look good. That doesn't happen with this because it's such a light coverage product that it looks really natural in the first place. So as it wears off, you don't even notice that it's really coming off in certain areas. But I just think it's a nice, quick and easy product for everyday wear, for errands, for running to the park, or if you like something really light and natural. Another complexion product that looks really natural on the skin but maybe stays in place a little bit better, has slightly more coverage, is the LYS Beauty Triple Fix Serum Foundation. This looks so good. It's such an ideal option for spring and summer when you want something maybe a little bit more dewy and glowy, but you do need slightly more coverage. This just gives my skin a smooth, blurred look. So does the Tower 28 product. Like some foundations and complexion products just smooth over your skin, which as I get older and I deal with more texture or maybe more fine lines, that's typically what I look for. But I like this one because it does stay in place pretty well on my oily skin. I do like to set mine into place with powder, but if you have dry skin or normal skin and you don't set this, it has the most gorgeous satin glowy finish. And I really like this. I think for a serum foundation, it has pretty good coverage. You can build it up well without it looking cakey or heavy. Unlike the Kosas foundation, that did not work for me. If you have oily skin and the Kosas one didn't last on your skin, but you liked the way that it looked initially, maybe try the LYS one because I do feel like the textures are pretty similar, but this one definitely stays in place better for me. The last complexion product I want to mention is this powder. I cannot stop using this. It's the LYS Beauty Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder. This looks so pretty on the skin. It's such a lightweight powder, but it just sets your makeup beautifully. I love using this with products like the LYS foundation or the Tower 28 foundation because they have such a beautiful, like soft, natural finish. And sometimes if you go in with more of a matte powder, like the new ColourPop powder, the NYX powder, even like the Too Faced Peach powder, which is my favorite, it takes away that pretty satin finish and you're left with like just like a flat matte look. I don't mind that if that's what I'm going for. Like today, I definitely have more of a matte finish on, but for like an everyday basis, when I want like that glowy look for the spring, for the summer, this powder's perfect because it just lightly sets your makeup without taking away all of that really beautiful satin sheen. Now, if you have oily skin and you need like a more heavy duty powder, this won't be ideal, but I also like using this under the eyes because it does set my concealer into place pretty well, but it's not like you're adding a heavy layer of powder on top of your concealer. It's great for touch-ups. I think it's such a nice powder for people who don't like powder. If you're not like a big powder fan, I think you'll really like this one. So I just wanted to mention this one too. I have 3 lip gloss formulas that I wanted to mention. I've been all about lip gloss lately. I just think it looks so pretty, especially for the spring and the summer. My favorite formula lately has been this one from Kaja. I have mentioned these in a few recent videos, but I have to mention them again because if you are shopping the Sephora sale and you want just like the most beautiful gloss, definitely check out the gloss shots from Kaja. They're $16. They're pretty significantly less expensive than a lot of glosses on Sephora's website. In fact, the other ones that I'm mentioning, I think are $24, which is a lot for a lip gloss. So if you want a more affordable option, and then you can save money on top with the sale, these are so good. And this formula is just so beautiful. I'm wearing one of them today. So I have the shade Honey Drizzle on top of, what am I wearing? I'm wearing one of the Milani matte lipsticks. These are so glossy, they're so hydrating, incredibly comfortable, and they stay in place pretty well. They're a little bit of a thicker formula, but it's not an uncomfortable formula. It's like a long-lasting, hydrating, glossy gloss. It really is such a good formula. So if you're looking for something like that, I definitely recommend these. I just wish they had more shades to choose from, but if you want more of like a less pinky toned nude, I do recommend Honey Drizzle. There's a little bit of pinkiness to this, but the other two are like true pink toned glosses, and then there is a clear as well. I just think this formula is the best. It's quickly becoming like my ideal lip gloss. Fenty does make my favorite lip gloss formula, but I don't know. The Kaja ones, they might top it because I've been using them even more. Fenty has a couple of different options, but I do recommend the Gloss Bomb Heats. They're so pretty on the lips. They do give you like a little bit of like that plumping tingle, but I think they look so nice whether you're wearing them on their own or on top of lipstick. But they did release this one, Lemon Lava, and I don't know, the gold shimmer does look really pretty on top of like a nude lip liner. So I think that these are great too. I know I talk about them all the time, but they're really the best. Are they? I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth now because I love the Kaja ones just as much. I think I like the Fenty colors a little bit better though. So I hope Kaja releases more colors because the formula really is pretty. And then the last formula I wanted to mention is from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Volume Plumping Gloss and I have the shade Superficial. I do think that this is a good formula too. I would say that, you know, it kind of feels similar to the Kaja glosses, but this one does have a little bit of shimmer in it. They do have a couple of different shades. I kind of want to pick up another one because this is just such a nice everyday gloss. The shade that I have is like a sheer light nude, so I love to throw it on its own. You don't feel like you have to wear a lip liner or a lipstick underneath. You do get a little bit of like that plumping minty tingle. It's not as strong as the Fenty Gloss Bomb Heats or the Buxom glosses, but it is there. The only thing that I don't love about this is the cinnamon scent. It definitely has like a strong cinnamon scent, which is different from like the typical vanilla or mint. I don't love cinnamon scented things. So for me, I feel like that's not my favorite thing about this, but I do think it looks really pretty on the lips. I love the packaging. I love the applicator. It kind of has like a dip in the doe foot, so when you apply it to the lips, there's a good amount of product in there, and it's the perfect amount, so you don't have to constantly like dip back in and reapply it. It's just really nice. So I just have 2 skincare products and 2 hair care products I wanted to recommend. I really like the Inkey List skincare products. They're definitely more affordable. I think all of their products are under $20. This cleanser's $11. So, you know, it's almost like a drugstore price point, but the quality is really nice. If you have acne prone or breakout prone skin, this is a really nice cleanser. It's very gentle, but I feel like it just kind of helps to keep my skin clear. My skin has been going through it for the past month. It's been freaking out. I feel like I'm kind of getting it under control at this point. But I broke this cleanser back out because I know that it works really well. It is supposed to help reduce blackheads, breakouts. I like the texture of this because it's a little bit of a thicker cleanser, but as you like work water into it between your hands, it foams up. It's a little bit more lightweight, very spreadable, and I don't know, I just feel like I notice a difference in my skin when I use it consistently, and thankfully it's helping me just kind of get everything under control along with some other skincare products. I want to do like a full skincare roundup on everything that I've been using because there are a lot of products I love, but if you're looking for affordable skincare from Sephora, the Inkey List definitely makes some good products. So a product that I don't currently have that I plan on repurchasing because it is a staple in my collection is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. I have told you guys this so many times, like mostly in my empties videos. Whenever I use that product up, I try to replace it with something else in my collection, and nothing is quite the same. There are products that come close that I like, but that one really makes a difference. Like when I'm not using that, I can tell a difference in my skin. My skin is more congested, it's more breakout prone, it's more oily, and I also feel like my wrinkles and fine lines and just problem areas are a little bit more obvious. That product really does live up to its claims. It unclogs my pores, it makes my skin look smooth, radiant, and I think it just balances my skin really well. So that is something I need to keep in rotation because it works so well for me. I do typically use that product like every other night. If I use it every night, I feel like it can be a little bit much, but if you have breakout prone skin or oily skin or acne prone skin, that is such a good exfoliator. It really does make a difference. There are 2 hair products I wanted to recommend. So the first one is from Living Proof. This is their Full Dry Volume and Texture Spray. I think this is like the newer version of this. I used to use the older version of this, and then I just got this one, and it really does the exact same thing for me. So I just wanted to mention it in today's video because I feel like I've been relying on this more and more. So typically I'll lift my roots up and like spray this in my hair like this, so it will just kind of give me more volume up here because I feel like my hair has a tendency to look a little bit heavy down on the bottom and then just kind of flat up top. But it's really nice because if you'll spray it through your roots and then just like flip your head upside down, run your fingers through it, you get a ton of added volume, even through this part of your hair. So if you deal with thinness or you feel like you just need a little bit more volume, this is perfect because you can just spray it through, kind of tousle your hair. So this is perfect for like just washed hair. You know, when your hair feels a little bit too soft, almost like a little bit too clean, This is so nice because it adds just a little bit of grittiness and it makes your hair look really full and thick and voluminous. So I definitely recommend it. Okay, last product. Let me see if I can get through this one. It is the Briogeo Be Gentle, Be Kind Avocado Kiwi Mega Moisture Superfood Mask. This is my favorite hair mask. I think it smells really good. It does have a very distinct smell, so I don't think everyone is going to love it. It's like a really sugary scent. Typically, I won't use this on days where I need to style my hair because it is so hydrating. And I do like to apply my hair mask from the roots all the way to the end. I know a lot of people skip their scalp, and I don't apply conditioner on my scalp, but I do think a hair mask is nice to apply there because I still use heat on my hair. Like I have a couple of flyaways going on right now. So I think it's important to condition that part of your hair too. But this is a really great option because it just infuses your hair with moisture. Your hair is so hydrated, so smooth, and I do deal with a little bit of dryness because I heat style my hair quite a bit. So something like this is so perfect to use like every other week just to make sure my hair is looking really hydrated, really soft and smooth. So I just wanted to throw it out there in case you're looking for a hair mask as well. Okay, that is everything I wanted to share with you guys in today's video. I know I talked about a lot of products. I'll link everything in the description box below. I just had a lot of recommendations to share with you guys. Don't forget to check out Rakuten. I'll put the link in the description box below. When you sign up, you get that $30 welcome bonus when you make a qualifying purchase. So the Sephora VIB sale is such a great time to try it out. I know you guys will love it as much as I do, but I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye.